Hello, I am Kathy L. Moore, and you're listening to the K4 podcast, where our mission is to inspire people to fulfill their God given purpose by seeking a Christ centered life through kingdom proof living. Listen and enjoy the journey to kingdom proof living. Our today's guest we have with us is Dr. Derashay Zorn, Kingdom Strategist. Welcome, Dr. Zorn.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Kathy. I'm just being a part of the Family Life one today. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. So, Dr. Zorn, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I am Dr. Derashay. I am your kingdom strategist. I'm definitely here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. Listen, I am here to help individuals package their message so that they can develop multiple streams of income from their gifts, their talents, what it is that God has given unto them so that they can make an impact in the earth. I am a mother of three amazing young men. I am the CEO of Kingdom Strategy Solutions. I am her international Kingdom Influencers broadcast and the founder of Dorm International and so many other endeavors that the Lord had just really trusted me with, platforms so that others can move forward in the prophetic destiny that God has called forth in their life. And I'm absolutely excited about what it is I get to do because I get the marvelous opportunity of just helping people either advance or start in the purpose that they've just been designed, right? They've been designed to live. So I'm excited about that. So thank you so much, Kathy.
Well, thank you. So, today we're going to be talking about expanding untapped potential. And as I listen to you and everything that you're involved in, you're definitely expanding potential and untapped potential. So, let's talk about that because when I think about, expanding something, that means it is growing. And untapped is, it hadn't been tapped into. Like, maybe nobody's doing it yet. And we look at ourselves when it comes to purpose. God has a purpose for all of us, and our purposes are different. So, explain to us your ministry encouraging others and expanding untapped potential, and how it relates to God given purpose.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I want to say that all of us are strategically designed and tailor made with a purpose, which is a solution, right? And so within that purpose, listen, there's potential for you to do great and amazing things, great and amazing things. And the beauty about that is that, listen, first of all, you're the only one that can do it because you're tailor made, one of a kind, original, right? And so, what I get the amazing opportunity to do in my everyday life, I get to cultivate, right? Get to cultivate. The potential that other people have on the inside of them. See, one of the things that God told me, He said, "Listen, everybody got a blueprint, everybody have a design, but however, people sometimes just don't know how to really articulate what it is that they've been called to do, or even know how to build out in that potential, right? The potential
Mhm.
to the promise, the potential to the purpose that God has given unto them. And so, well, that's one of the reasons why, I'm called to do what it is that I'm called to do as a kingdom strategist, as well as a spiritual midwife, is to help people understand what your gift, your talent is, and how you can utilize it. Number one, to help humanity. Number two, is how that God has given it unto you to even bring forth legacy within your life, within your family, break curses and things of that nature. So the beauty about the potential that's on the inside of us, and I want to look at potential as a seed, right? As a seed. I want you guys to think about it as a seed just for a moment. But the beauty about that seed of potential that's on the inside of us, it not only help us, but it's here to help. an entire to help nations. Matter of fact. So listen, yes. So the seed that's on the inside of you, listen, that's a Moses or Joshua or David, right? Or an Apostle Paul or Peter that's on the inside of you. That seed, whatever your purpose may be or whatever that potential that you have, but it is there. So not only so that you can discover it and begin to move in it, but one of the things I love about it, once you begin to move in it and cultivate it, you will begin
Mhm.
to tap in to places and things and discover things about yourself that you did not even know that was there. When the dream or the vision, the purpose of that potential begin to be
Mhm.
awakened and there's a rising that's on the inside of you. And one of the things I know for sure, so that you can discover new things about you and that you can expand your territory, can expand, it begins with cultivating that word of promise, that word of purpose, or whatever it is that God has given unto you. And then it will cause you to be fruitful and multiply. We're talking about untapped potential. We're talking about expanding, right?
Right.
Expanding untapped potential. And one of the key ways of doing that is cultivating what you already have. Because let's he said, you be faithful over a few things, I will make you ruler over many. And what that means, I
Yes.
enlarge you, right? And so you're
Right.
designed. You are so designed to move and operate in greater spaces and domains and things of that nature because you know where you are currently
Right.
is not the it's not you're not moving in the magnitude, and I don't care where you are right now, you're not moving in the magnitude and what it is that God has designed for you, because guess what, there is more. There is more.
Mhm.
So the more you cultivate, the greater you're able to expand.
That's wonderful. So let's explore the cultivating part of it. So tell our listeners how you would help or how they can cultivate this untapped potential to walk in their God-given purpose, to help them recognize what their God-given purpose is. Some people that could be listening might not even have a relationship. They might not even believe in God. Some do. So for those people, for those listeners, how would they cultivate? They know I might have a yearning, but what's the difference between what I may want to do or what I think I need to do as opposed to the seed, the God's given purpose? How could someone tell the difference in those?
Yeah, you know what? I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. So my desire is usually led by the flesh,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's
And
good.
the things that
That's
God
good.
desired for me, it is spirit led. And so it's the motivation behind what it is that the spirit or what God has given unto you is that, you have a desire. It's a desire to help others do more. So it doesn't come from a place of being selfish. It doesn't come from a self-oriented place. It comes from, oh, I see a problem and I'm passionate about helping others have the solution that's necessary for them to overcome what that problem is. So I want to back up for a second because you also talked about those who may not even know what it is. Listen, every second of your life have been so strategic. And this is how strategic that it's been. It's been so strategic that you've been conditioned. You have been conditioning. You know how, when you are in sports or whatever, you condition for the game. So
Yes.
you've been being conditioned for your position. You've been
Mm-hmm.
being conditioned throughout your life for your God-given purpose and assignment. So everything that you've been through has been the setup, has been the preparation ground for you to get ready to start, right? That great thing that God has called forth on the inside of you. And so if you just go back and look at the things that you've been through in life and begin to um, pull out the things that you've overcome, the challenges that you have and that you've overcome, and then that you're passionate about helping other people overcome, like right there, somewhere right there in that space, you're going to find purpose. Your destiny is going to begin to be birthed as your passion begin to be ignited when you think about what it is that you can do to help other people overcome the same things that you've survived. So I absolutely love that. That's one way that you can tap into that place of purpose. Then listen, tapping into the place of purpose, of understanding or having a passion, because passion enough is not alone. Then you got to have the faith. You got to have the faith, right,
Mm-hmm.
to move and begin to operate in that space of passion. You got to have the faith, because faith without works is dead. So it's one thing to have passion, and then it's another one to have a passion that is driven, meaning I'm moving and operating in that thing. And so you don't have what one thing I love about a place of discovery or even a place of expansion is
Mm-hmm.
that you have what you need right now
Right.
to get started, to begin to move in what it is that God has chosen for you. When I tell you that your life is a direct setup or in line, at alignment to what it is that God needs for you to do, He's been strategic. He's been strategic. The other thing you're talking about cultivating. So here's a couple of ways you can cultivate. Number one, cultivating untapped potential is look at your skill sets, your talents, your gifts. Look at those things and begin to use them. Use
Mm-hmm.
them. The more you use a thing or the more you do a thing, the greater you become at it. That's number one. Another way that you can cultivate what's on the inside of you is through educational opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you go and get, go to a college or what have you, and allow the cultivation of those skill sets with you, or if you hire a coach or a consultant, right?
Mm-hmm.
A coach like myself to help tap into what it is that you have on the inside of you and help you build, right? Build
Mm-hmm.
upon those skills so that you can use them in a greater capacity for where it is that you are going. The vision, the dream, that
Mm-hmm.
thing that have kept you up at night, maybe that thing that you've seen, because there's some who've seen it, you be like, oh my God, that's cannot possibly be the thing that you're calling me to do. Why am I
Mm-hmm.
having such thoughts that are so vast,
Right.
that are so massive? But listen, I'm telling you, if you're having dreams and visions that don't scare you, or you don't feel like you're qualified to doing things in nature, then that's not God. That's not by the Spirit of the Lord. That
Mm-hmm.
those are things that your flesh, right, desire.
Mm-hmm.
When you tap into the thing that God has chosen for you, it scares you, right? Because you're trying to figure like, how am I going to do all of this? But even with the vastness of it, or how great it is, and how many people lives it is going to change, and generations and nations transform by what it is that God has placed on the inside of you, don't be overwhelmed by it. Start at one seed at a time, right? Get a focus, a point of focus. Get that
Mm-hmm.
space of focus. Start right there. And as you begin to walk in the call, begin to do the work, you'll begin to see how the expansion and the elevation will begin to manifest just
And
all
that's
by
good.
itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you do the work.
Right. So as you were saying, you can't be led by the flesh, because
Mhm.
sometimes, and I give the example of, as you were saying, and I'll use you as an example. All right. I might want to make an impact on people's life. I might want to help others because, we want to make an impact. We want to influence, like you said, transform. So you use so many great words, impact, transform. So being led by the flesh, I see Dr. Zorn, she has a radio show. She's, all over the country. I think I should be doing that. So my motivation is wrong, first of all, because I'm looking at the outside. I'm being led by the flesh.
Right.
I'm looking at what Dr. Zorn is doing instead of seeking God on what I should be doing for my God-given purpose.
Mhm.
So that goes back to what you were saying about motivation. Your motivation has to be, I'm being led by the Holy Spirit. I'm impacting people for the kingdom of God, and I'm fulfilling my God-given purpose. So you also talked about, and I like this when I seen this, a spiritual midwife.
Mhm.
Now, when I think about midwives, it comes to mind in Exodus chapter 1 when, Pharaoh wanted to kill all the Hebrew children as they were born. But you had those midwives that stepped in because